You know, I want to speak to a lot of people, and it's just not possible at this time. So I'm I've decided just to put together um, a brief little speech, general speech. For the majority of my life, um, since I graduated college and started working, I would jump out of bed probably about 3 to 4 times a week, be at a 5 a.m. spin class. When I wasn't spinning, I was running, or you could find me in a Taibo class. I was so full of energy. Sometimes it was a little bit too much energy. People either liked me or they didn't. It's pretty much like that now. I was just so full of energy. And in May of 2008, I woke up one day and I felt this stabbing pain. It's really hard to describe. The pain scared me. It was in my right temple. I just didn't really know what was going on. I've never suffered from any kind of head pain or headaches in my life. Kind of ignored it for a while. I had just had a baby a couple months before, so I had a couple pain pills left over from my C-section, so I'd pop a couple here and there. Kind of took the edge off. And then I had a tooth issue, so I went to the dentist and I had a tooth pulled and got a few more pain pills from that procedure. So I would, pop them here and there. Didn't really say anything to anyone because I didn't know what was going on. I just figured it was going to go away. Kind of went on the internet, did a couple searches, but nothing came up. I ended up going to doctors, a lot of doctors, getting stuff ruled out, had about 9 MRIs, CT scans, blood work. Went around a little around the United States, saw the best of the doctors. Felt like a lab rat, was put on a lot of different medications that had horrible side effects, but the main thing was that the pain was still there and it was getting more intense and more scary. And at one point, I was told that my life as I had known it was no longer, and that I needed to come to terms with my new lifestyle. So I went home and I wrote letters to my children telling them goodbye, because it was hard for me to comprehend raising my children being in chronic pain 24 hours a day, every single day, every single second. The pain was there every single second, never went away. So I went into my neurologist's office here that I was seeing in Bethesda, and basically was just like, I'm done, I don't want any more medication. And he said that he had heard a surgeon give a lecture, and he thought that maybe I should go see this surgeon. And I just didn't really feel that it was going to help. My family member that was with me took the number, and Obviously, I was fortunate enough on August 6th, 2010, I met Dr. Ivica Duchek. Thank God that after almost 2.5 years of searching and on the brink of taking my life, Dr. Duchek said that he could help me. I pretty much blacked out after he made that statement. And on September 29th, 2010, I went in for my first surgery. After that surgery, he went out into the waiting room and told my family what he found. And for me, in my case, and everyone's different, I had to have a series of surgeries. And I remember post-op of my third surgery, laying there thinking that I'm going to do something because I was so helpless, and I had no one, and I was told there was nothing that could be done, and thank God that there was. So I started a foundation, this foundation, Purple with a Purpose, and I'm telling my story here. I'm here today not to scare anybody, but to let people know that there is treatment. We can take preventative measures. If something does happen, there is a cure. When I started doing some research on the amount, the numbers of sport-related concussions, migraines, peripheral neuropathy, which I never even knew what that word was until I met Dr. Duchek. I couldn't believe that there are thousands of people that suffer, and it's becoming quite an epidemic, and they call it basically the suicide headache, and we've lost a lot. Dave Duerson, he got all of his assets together. Hold on, in case some of you don't know Dave Duerson. Some of you might be a little bit young, but he's, he played for the Chicago Bears when they won the Super Bowl in '85. He was chronic by headaches, blurred vision, short-term memory loss, his mind failing. He didn't want to do what he did, but he did take his life, and he sent a number of texts and said, get my brain over to the Boston Brain Bank, and he wanted his cortex to be studied because he didn't want any future athletes to suffer the horror that he, among other athletes, had been living. And he basically sacrificed his life for research. And we've got Chris Borland, who so many people couldn't understand at the young age of 24, with such a huge career in the NFL ahead of him with the 49ers, retired. And that was his decision. He went to the other end of the spectrum. He decided, after speaking with other teammates, that he had sustained a mild concussion during training preseason, and he didn't want to take the risk, and that was his choice. But preventative measures is key. We lost Costa Carrigeorge at Ohio State University. He was put back in the game when he had already sustained 2 major concussions. We've got the concussion movie coming out with the true story of the doctor who discovered chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE, that is being found in these athletes that have sustained so many blows to the head, which is great. My surgeon, Dr. Duchik, is one of the first surgeons who's ever operated on a athlete with a concussion issue. Brianna Scurry was the athlete. She was on our U.S. Olympic soccer team when we won gold in the 90s. And she's doing great. She's living pain-free. She's going around raising awareness for concussions and, preventative measures and safety. And, I just want people to know that when you sustain a head injury, obviously you don't feel so hot at first, but the pain can go away. But other issues can arise: depression, issues with, physical issues, cognitive issues, sleep issues, depression. There are other signs, and these are things that are really important to pay attention to. If you have a friend that you see these issues, and I think it's important to reach out to them. Don't let them slip through the cracks. Let them know that it's okay and it's not the end of their life. Listen, first of all, let's make this clear. I love sports. Okay, my life revolves around sports. My husband owns a ticket company. Our livelihood is sports. Okay, so again, let me make this clear. I think people, when I reach out, hey, I'd love to do a story, or can I come speak? They're just I think they're scared of me. Nobody wants me to speak because I think they want me to shut it down. That's not at all. I'm trying to let people know, young athletes know, play sports. Be cautious. And again, should something happen, it's going to be okay. We have treatments now. There's cures, and there's a lot of people out there that are still kind of iffy, and nobody wants me to talk. And it's people just, I don't know. I reach out, and people are like, great story. What, good for you for starting that foundation. Good luck to you. Listen, I didn't start this foundation for me. I've been so fortunate enough that my insurance covered my surgeries, and that I'm literally 20 minutes away from my doctor. There are people all over the world that we're bringing to my doctor. There are people that we can't get here. There are people that still don't believe that there is any hope for them. That there is treatment for them. And I'm trying to do this short speech in hopes that maybe somebody will say, listen, okay, here's the deal. My doctor can get up like he has and speak to people. Students can be in front of a professor and listen to all right, this week we're going to learn about concussions. We're doing a unit on concussions, about head trauma, head injuries, TBIs, CTE. But when I was in school, and even today, having a guest speaker, somebody who's lived it, I feel like it's more powerful to hear it from a person that has actually lived it versus, and I mean, obviously teachers are wonderful, professors are wonderful, but when you have an opportunity to bring someone in who has truly lived and gone through the journey and can stand before a room of athletes or whatever it may pertain to, whether it be a cancer survivor or, it just, I think, is more powerful. And that's what I'm trying to do. We need to be smart before we fall apart. Okay? I think that the concussion movie, I think some people are it's going to just really irritate them. And I think it's going to be fabulous. I think that people see my foundation when I'm trying to get it out on social media and I'm trying to do fundraising. I think people are like, no. because they don't have a true understanding, because nobody will pick up the phone and say, you know what, Jessica, what is it exactly that you want to talk about? Because I don't need you scaring my athletes. That's not my intent. I'm here to share my story. I'm here to share that I'm not one that took her life, but almost did. I'm fortunate that I was 20 minutes away from the surgeon that was able to save my life. But there are still so many people out there that are popping pills and that are being told by doctors that they can't be helped, that that there isn't help, and there is. And that's really what I'm trying to tell people, and to keep playing sports. And I mean, the United States, we love sports. I have basketball on and hockey. I love hockey. My stepbrothers played hockey since they were like 2 feet tall. I mean, I tried to play basketball, but it wasn't good, so I was a cheerleader, whatever. I mean, just everything, it's this, I know it's a touchy subject because it's really starting to come out, and I know once the concussion movie comes out, it's really going to be like, whoa. And I know that, I have a big story to tell, and so does my doctor, and he is seeing new patients every day, and he's in the operating room every day, and they come back for their surgical follow-up, and they're literally, I mean, it's like they contact me, and then they call me, and they're like, I really didn't think this was going to help, and I'm so happy that I went through the surgery that I was so afraid to do, and I'm back to my life, and there's no more pain, and again, my everybody's story is different. Whether you had sustained a head injury 20 plus years ago, and then all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're like, what's that? It's, everybody's different. Everybody has to have a different treatment, go down a different path. But I'm here to let everyone know that I owe everything to Dr. Duchek. And every time I speak and every time I talk to anyone, I acknowledge him, because it's it's true. I would not be here today if Dr. D didn't operate on me. Today I am, I have different recovery than most patients. Most patients walk in, they have a 45-minute decompression of the occipital nerve in their back, running the world. And God, I'm so envious of those people. I just have a little bit of a different journey because, who cares? It's whatever. But I just wanted to give just, some brief, it's probably too long. I don't know. So anyway, I just want to share my story, and I want to share it with Dr. D and help people and let people know not to give up. And we've come a long way. We've come a long way, baby. And we are going to go longer. Okay, this is long enough. Bye.